Hi there, I'm Allie Thies, and welcome to Body Ecstasy. So what is Body Ecstasy? Well, it's the anytime, anywhere orgasmic experience using your own personal energy to achieve a better sex life, no matter if you're in a relationship or if you're flying solo. What you don't need to have out-of-body sex is expensive equipment. You don't need any equipment. It's just you, your personal energy, and another person with their own personal energy. Now, this consists of three parts out of body sex. It's astral, dream, and telepathic. Anybody can do it. You can be single, you can be in a couple, a long distance relationship, older adults, and of course, the disabled. Now, what do you need to be successful? Well, you need an open mind. If you hear something about out of body ecstasy and you're like, what the heck is that? And astral travel, what the? And using personal energy to achieve an orgasmic sex life, you're like, you're kidding me. It ain't possible. Well, that would mean you have a closed mind. And if you have a closed mind, you're right. It's not possible because you need to be open to the experience. You need to have an open mind. And two, you need to have a willingness to go outside your comfort zone. Doing out of body sex, whether you are in a relationship or if you're not, is something outside the norm. It's not within the nice little perfect box that makes you feel safe. It's the unknown. It's trying something new. So you have to be willing to go outside your comfort zone. Those are the only two things you need to do. Open mind, willingness to go outside your comfort zone. And as while I was thinking about it, putting these slides up, I wanted to put in that anytime you do decide to use out-of-body sex, any of the methods, astral, dream, or telepathic, you should always use white light for protection. And the way to do that is just imagine white light coming down from above, encasing you from the top, going down, and then going under your feet. So basically, you would be in an upside down test tube, or I always like to say a white light condom, basically. But that's what you're in. You have white light that encases all of you. It comes from above. It's very simple. It's very fast. We all have imaginations, and that's all you have to do. Imagine the white light coming down and surrounding you. It works. Now, telepathic sex. Telepathic sex is the easiest of all the OBE methods. Why? Well, with telepathic sex, your conscious mind is actively engaged in the sexual event. You're not sleeping, and your conscious mind is fully engaged. Your brain waves connect to another brain waves, and in your mind's eye you can see, your temporal lobes enable you to hear, your taste buds come alive with taste, and the sensation of touch ignites with the feel of the sexual act taking place. And let me tell you, it's all in real time. So if you're in a telepathic connection and you're having telepathic sex with somebody, it's real time, touching, feeling, feel them kiss you, they can feel you kiss them. There's no downloading period, after you wake up like you do with dreaming or when you come back from astral travel. It's right there, right now, and it really is quite easy. Here, now it's easy to remember telepathic experiences as your conscious mind is not separate from your physical body. In dreaming and in astral, your conscious mind is either sleeping, as in dreaming, or it's separate with astral travel. So telepathic sex experiences are right there. You close the connection and you remember absolutely everything. It's real-time sex with real-time results. And with telepathic sex, it's great for a couple to do to each other, have foreplay before you come home after work. It's great to find a new partner, or you can enhance a long-distance relationship. It's a wonderful thing. Personally, out of everything, telepathic happens to be my favorite. But yeah, you got to give it a shot. Now, dream sex is the second easiest to master out of the three forms of OBE. Why? Because we all dream. No matter if you remember your dreams or not, when you go to sleep, you dream. Period. Most people don't give a second thought to their dreams because they think, okay, well, I'm dreaming. Big flippin' deal. Well, this would be for a whole other set of slides. But I view dreaming much differently than most. I know that shocks you, doesn't it? But I do. I'll talk about that on a different set of slides sometime. But dream sex I equate that to wet sex or wet dreams. most guys have a wet dream at some point in time in their life. Usually during adolescence is when they start. Women, believe it or not, you have wet dreams too. You might just not know it or realize it or want to even acknowledge it. But dream sex is doing just that. You're having sex in your dream time with another person. And if you learn how to lucid dream, therefore being able to control your dreams, you're able to control the sexual experience and the outcome. Now, the thing with dream sex is that dream recall can be a problem. If you have such an orgasmic experience and you wake up immediately finishing out of the dream, you'll remember most of it. But a lot of people will have dream sex, have orgasmic or semi-orgasmic experience, wake up, and then instead of staying awake, they want to hurry up and go back to sleep and try to get back into it. Well, when you do that transfer, when you wake up and then go back to sleep, everything that happened when you first woke up and back, you're going to forget. It's back in there in your memory. You're just not going to remember when you wake up. So when you try to get back in the dream, more times than not, you're not going to be able to get back in exactly where you left off. Just food for thought. And after the dream, if you didn't fall back to sleep, if you stayed awake, and you didn't have the orgasmic release, like you should have in the dream, then you will be so sexually turned on you will either have to take care of it yourself, or if you have a partner laying next to you, they can be the proud recipient of your horniness. But one way or the other, you're going to have to take care of the pent up, built up feelings that are inside of you because of the dream sex. Now, astral sex is difficult. I'm not even close to kidding you, which is funny because most people contact me to do astral sex. They're like, hey, can you teach me how to do that? And yeah, I can. Not a problem. But it's not something you're going to be able to pull off right off the bat unless you already know how to astral travel, astral separate, all the fun things that come first before the astral sex. So astral traveling really is something you need to get down first before you engage in astral sex. Now, astral sex is just like dream sex, but you're awake. Okay, with astral sex and dream sex, what happens is your astral body separates from your physical body and it goes off and does what it does. When you're having dreams, obviously your conscious mind is snoozing. You're asleep and your astral body takes off. When you astral travel, you are awake and your conscious mind transfers from your physical body to your astral body. Now you're thinking, oh, what the heck does that mean? It's so you remember. It's so you remember what happened in the astral realm. Because you are physically awake, your conscious mind is not shut down like it is when you dream. When we dream, most of the stuff filters right back into our subconscious mind, which is why it's difficult for us to pull it out when we wake up, to remember, to recall. Astral travel, getting the conscious mind transferred, and you don't really have to think about transferring it. It pretty much does automatically. Transferring over to the astral body. When you come back, stuff filters down into your conscious mind because you're awake, and then you can remember more. But a lot of times, people, when they astral travel and go to have astral sex, fall asleep. But that's another trouble for another set of slides. Astral sex is great for a committed couple, a single soul, or for anyone who wants to explore outside the norm. Astral travel is phenomenal. In astral sex, out of the three, you'll find nothing like astral sex. Astral sex is explosive. There's just no other way to get around it, which is why probably a lot of people ask me about it. And astral sex seems to be on different TV shows, whether it's a sci-fi show or a fantasy show. People are doing astral travel and having astral sex. That's why I think people want to do it more than the other two, because they see more of it in the media. But separating the astral body from the physical body and remembering the astral trip takes a lot of practice. This is not something that you can get down, boof, like that and have it be done. You have to practice, practice, practice. That's why astral travel and astral sex is one of the most difficult things to do, because in this society, if I want it now, people don't want to take the time or have the patience to see it through. Okay, now when you're having astral sex, you are pure energy. Wasn't there a song like that? I remember Leonard Nimoy somewhere singing a song about pure energy. I don't remember the song name, just his voice. Um, but you're pure energy. There are no actual body parts that merge unless you want to create them in the astral planes. So you can astral separate and take off the astral travel. And while you're there, say you're male in your physical life, but you would like to be female in the astral realms. You can be, if you so choose to be. You just think female. Yourself is female. And if you want to have breasts and a vagina, you can most certainly add those in there during your astral travels. There's no need for vaginas and penises and breasts unless you want to put them in there. Astral sex is all about the merging of energies. And all you really have to do to have the explosive orgasmic experience in astral sex is for energy and energy to step into one another, to merge into one. That's all it takes. And poof. It's a big poof. It's kind of like the fireworks going off in D.C. Is how I would equate astral sex. As I mentioned, you can be either gender. You can be a combination of the two. I have known people who have gone to do astral travel and therefore astral sex and have had penises and vaginas. They want to experience both. Have a threesome. On one side of them they have a vagina, and one side of them, the other side, they have a penis. It's doable. Because in pure energy form, you can do anything. You can be anybody. But something I didn't write in here that I want to mention, now that I'm thinking about it, is that although you can be anybody and manipulate your energy in any way so you can look like anyone, be any gender, be no gender, we all have a personal energy signature, kind of like a fingerprint, that is very unique to each individual. And no matter what form you're in, no matter what you look like, you still carry that unique energy signature. Nobody else has your energy signature, and nobody else can produce your energy signature. So that's something important to note when you are traveling around via astral sex or dreams or even connecting telepathically, that you become familiarize yourself with the other person's energy signature, how they feel, the emotions, the feelings they evoke from you when you connect with them. That's how you can figure out what their unique energy signature is. That way, if you show up again, you go someplace and somebody who looks like the person you're supposed to meet, but they're not evoking those feelings. You don't get that zing. It's just something's off. Therefore, you know, hey, somebody transformed themselves to look like him. I'm out of here. And then you leave. It's happened to me a few times. I've been doing this a long time, and, word gets out that you do OBE sex. And they're like, man, we got to have some of that. Yeah, no, I'm not kidding. That's how some people think, or how some spirits, souls, energies think. And so one time somebody actually tried to mimic to be my Vincent. Well, you can't mimic to be my Vincent. Vincent, he's all on his own. He's his own energy signature, and thankfully I knew what that was. So when I showed up to meet Vincent once, it wasn't Vincent, although it looked like Vincent. And since I knew immediately it wasn't him, I'm like, yeah, this isn't happening. And I left. And that's when I really, really started paying attention to the energy signatures. I didn't give it much of a thought until that moment in time. And I think that's why the universe kind of did that. Put that energy form in front of me, pretending they're Vincent, so that I would realize this. Oh, really? And then dig into it more and experiment more, and then be able to tell everybody else. So here we are. I go off on tangents like I just did. Now let's say, like dream sex. If an orgasm didn't occur during the astral sex experience, you'll probably have to take care of it upon your return. Sometimes with astral sex, just the merging of the energy is so explosive that you pop back to your body before anything really, really happens. but you take that surge of energy back with you. So it's like you get back to your body and you're like, WTF? Where's my battery boyfriend? And then, you got to take care of things. Just the way it goes. Now, there are some things that you can do to enhance OBE sex, or astral travel, or lucid dreaming, or telepathic connection. Quartz crystals are fantastic for giving you the extra energy. Faden quartz. Now, Faden quartz, when you look at it, it has like tuberous fibers on the inside of the quartz. That's how you know it's a Faden. That stone, I have several of them, is fantastic for anything OBE, whether it's sex or just traveling. Moldavite, Moldavite's wonderful. Moldavite's from the powers that be up in the universe, and it gives you, it supercharges you. There's no other way to put it. Moldavite just flipping supercharges you. Now, mugwort, I know it's like, ooh, mugwort, reminds you of Harry Potter, doesn't it? Mugwort is excellent for any type of OBE takeoff landing connection. You can burn it as an incense. If you use it as an oil, if you put it on your body, just the mugwort oil, which you can buy, it's gonna burn. So if you want to use the mugwort oil, I would recommend blending it with some almond oil or even olive oil before you put it on your skin. That way it won't burn as much. I never say this tree's name right. Poplar, Poplar, poplar. Anyways, it's great for astral travel, as is the caraway. Caraway is fantastic for dreaming. The ylang-ylang oil, fantastic for any type of OBE sex and physical sex. Jasmine oil, fabulous for dreaming. And clary sage, astronomical for astral sex. And am I done? No. No, this is what I get for not looking through my slides before I start talking. For more OB sex information, visit my website, alithies.com. I have blog postings about OB sex all over my website. Some of them are open to the public. Other ones, if you look below, are their bliss postings. And I put most of my stories nowadays, when it comes to my adventures with OBE sex, in the Bliss postings. Bliss, it's really quite inexpensive. It's $1 for 30 days trial, and then it's $4.95 afterwards a month. You can cancel anytime. I also have a daily OM class, the OBE sex book. Yes, I know. I hear some of you going, she said that before. I know she has. But really, it's coming out in July. The OBE sex coaching will start in August, and the OBE sex in-person workshops, yes, I can't wait for this, will start in 2014. I'll give more information out at the end of 2013. So fabulous. Hey, thanks for sticking through the overview of out-of-body ecstasy. I hope it has piqued your interest just a tad. If so, peruse the website. I've been writing about it for, 10 years now? Almost. It feels that way. So, there's lots of information on the website about tips and tricks and how to do things and whatnot. So thank you for stopping by, and if you have any questions, put it in the OBE sex forum, which of course I didn't put on there, on the OBE sex information. There is an OBE sex forum on alithies.com. If you go to Out of Body Ecstasy, go to the drop down menu, it is on there. Click on it, put your question in there in the OB forum. Either I'll get to it eventually, or maybe somebody else will answer for you. So anyways, thanks for stopping by and listening, and I hope to see you soon. You take care of yourselves. Bye.